to the third week of the Black History celebrations, historical moments and thought. A little something different this year. I hope you've been enjoying. Remember, if you have missed, you can catch up on YouTube and catch up all the days. Each day is about 5 to 7 minutes, and I hope you've been blessed. I hope, if nothing else, it started you to think about Black history and Black thought and Black theology and Black liberation a little different.
We go to Arrowhead now for Lift Every Voice and Sing as it's played in the stadium.
At the dawn of the 20th century, America was a country full of promise and hope for many. Black Americans faced a different reality, a nation separate and unequal. Yet their hope persisted. Pained by inequality, but inspired by resilience, writer and civil rights activist James Weldon Johnson put pen to paper. His words would become a
we miss that. Because many of us, we champion during Black History Month the things that we did in America and the items and the things that we created, but many of us miss the fact that even before we were in bondage, we had a history as a people. What does that mean? What does that mean when history started? Well, let's look at it this way. I've learned that in logic, most people work with if-then arguments, so let's build an if-then argument. If Jesus taught his disciples, y'all can agree with me on that one, right? Jesus taught his disciples. Y'all, this is participation. Y'all okay? Did Jesus teach his disciples? Yes. Okay, so if Jesus taught his disciples, and if what Jesus taught his disciples was about who they were, their history and heritage, y'all still with me, right? Yes. Now, if when he taught them about their history and heritage, if he taught them about Abraham, yes. If he taught them about Isaac, if he taught them about Jacob, and if when he taught them about their history and heritage, he taught them about Moses, he taught them about Miriam, he taught them about Cain and Abel, he taught them about Adam and Eve. Now, if Jesus did that, here's the then Jesus was teaching Black history. Jesus was teaching an African history that came before slavery. Jesus was teaching them about Black and brown folk because all of those that are lifted were born in Africa, raised on the African native land, and some of them had to be more than brown.
To the hills from which cometh your help. Because God is always up to something when stuff is crazy as hell down here. I mean, excuse me, I'm just... And so they were looking up, and they saw a star. And the star would lead them to God's revelation. Now, let's see it clearly. These men were Black men. For my white brothers and sisters, this is not a racist statement. It's a true statement. It's a statement we need to hear because racism has often not presented a true picture of text. These men were Black men. They were African men. Yeah, there was a dean at Howard University named Cain Hope Felder, and he used to hate his name, but he had an epiphany when his mother told him that his father was a peanut farmer in Aiken County, South Carolina, but he had mental problems and eventually had to be hospitalized. And he said that his mama told him that his daddy assaulted her, hurt her, and raped her. And she didn't tell him, though, about this till he was 13. It was kind of a bar mitzvah for him. It was kind of a coming out. Because he had always asked her, why did you call me Cain? What kind of mama would name your child Cain? She said his next youngest brother was named Abel, but he was named Cain. And he had another brother who was named Seth, but he was named Cain. And Cain was a murderer. He was a wanderer. Mama, why would you put that name on me? And when he was 13, she said, I want to tell you. She said, you know, Cain, I need to tell you why you were named. She says, you were born out of sin. You were born out of rape. You were born out of the worst kind of pain. You were born out of assault. You were born out of ugliness. I'm talking to somebody. You were born. And when I opened up the Bible, I saw Cain's name. And so I felt like if I was going to have you, I needed to be honest with you about how you came here so you would rejoice over the fact that you are here. I knew at some point I would tell you the real reason of your name. And she said, let me give you an epiphany. She said, but you keep saying, why are you named Cain? But you forget that's not your whole name. Your name is Cain Hope. You don't hear me. Cain Hope said his mama started weeping, and she said, and have you ever noticed that me and your grandmother never called you Cain? Every time you were outside, we said, come in here, Cain Hope. Every time we called you to dinner, we said, come here, Cain Hope. Every time we told you to go to bed, we said, go to bed, Cain Hope. Cain is what happened to you. But the hope of God is what God did through you.